Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out tangiboundnetwork.com. You can look them up and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Salty Language presents The Enthusiast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Enthusiast. This one is episode 31, and I'm Brian. Joining me as always is Tony.
Hey now.
And this time we're joined by Paula Allen.
From Tell Me Stories Podcast.com if you want to go to her website.
Yeah.
She's a lovely Canadian podcaster that interviews musical acts and things of that ilk.
Yeah, she's gets backstage with the bands and gets the artist to tell her stories, and some of them have to do with stuff from their musical career. Some of them don't. There's been a lot of really interesting stories on her show, though. So it's
for sure.
So definitely check her out, or check her show out. And it's was it Tell Me Stories? Jeez, I just want to make sure I got it right.
Yeah, Tell Me Stories Podcast.
Yep, Tell Me Stories Podcast with Paula Allen. So yeah, this was fun. Unfortunately, we had some issues with Skype because, apparently it got held up at customs or something. I don't know.
yeah, Skype for some reason. I don't know what ancient god we offended.
Yeah.
But lately Skype has not been our friend.
Yeah. So there's some delay at times, and it made for, we had to wait a little bit for responses sometimes, which kind of stinky, but still, she tells us some, some cool stuff about her and her show while we were asking her just silly things. So hopefully everyone enjoys it. We had a great time, and Tony had already met her. I had not met her, so it was nice to actually get to
sit down and talk to her.
Yeah. So hopefully you enjoy, and here we go.
Hopefully it's working this time. Paul Allen, Tell Me Stories Podcast. How are you?
I'm great.
Are you struck by the feeling of deja vu?
I'm not. This is totally all brand new.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for asking me to join you. I'm excited. Woo-hoo.
Well, you got a woo-woo.
Yeah,
you did.
Pretty awesome, yeah. Man.
So, God, I'm just going to break the fourth wall here. We were recording, and then we weren't.
Yeah.
This is going to make it kind of awkward.
Awkward's what we do, Tony.
Awkward is what we do, though. So we're going to power through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to power through this all day, and we're going to get on with our podcasting lives here.
Yay.
So you were just saying about all through August you've got a big festival lineup of like 45 bands, and you're pre-interviewing all of them, right?
I am, yeah. I'm doing a couple of festivals. That's the biggest one. So I'm going to pre-interview.
What festival is that? Just because I'm curious. Is it like
it's called the Riverfest festival. So it's Riverfest, and yeah, it should be really good. I'm excited. They've got great headliners and really good. They do a good mix.
Yeah, that's pretty strong though. 45 bands, and you get to go, have words of all of them.
Yeah, this last year I just had my Zoom mic and I had to crawl around in the bushes and stuff. And this year I'll have a studio on site where they come off stage and go right into into the studio.
That's awesome. Because the other sounds kind of scandalous, but
it does. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But I was fully legitimate being there, and I had a media pass and a backstage pass and everything. And this year, I'm on their website, they're advertising with me. I'm building a mobile podcast studio with their logo and stuff on it. And then
was it from a kid?
Yeah, the band's literally it's not from a kit. Nice though. Is that going to be the hashtag? You guys need to...
From a kit, yeah.
Couldn't help myself. No, that's awesome though.
I think it'll be really great. Yeah, I'm excited. And then I have a couple of festivals ahead of time, and then in between, I really like to see live shows. So I'm just interviewing everybody as I go. So
that's really
I think
cool.
Probably a little over 100 this summer.
Wow.
Good googly moogly.
That is impressive. Yeah. Now,
I like to be busy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you seem to be staying pretty busy with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten some pretty good opportunities, and I'm kind of striking while the iron's hot. So I don't sleep apparently. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense too, because it seems like you can, for getting other bands and stuff, you can be like, well, I've interviewed everybody and their mother, so you can kind of cite precedent, type of a thing. You can be like, I've interviewed a lot of bands, so other bands can sometimes be like, oh, we're maybe we're too big for you, or oh, you're just some small podcast. Be like, maybe I am, but I've interviewed 1,000 bands, so
look at my street cred.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That is 100% accurate. Yeah. And one of the first people I interviewed was a member of Arcade Fire, and which everybody seems to know. And he was really supportive of it and really encouraging. And he's like, yeah, you should really do this. No one else is doing this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to tweet you. So retweet my stuff, please. And I had never asked anyone to do that before. And I didn't have a Twitter account when I asked him. And then I fucking made one immediately.
That's hilarious.
Right.
And he did it. And honestly, I've used that and, built on that. And I'm like, when I asked a slightly smaller band, they were like, ooh, well, we get asked a lot. I'm like, well, Arcade Fire members said yes. And they're like, oh my God, then yes. I'm like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to work the system a little.
Yeah. You do.
Right.
Well, just because their handlers are usually like, get out of here, girl.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But it's worked out quite well. And knowing some people in the business, honestly, has helped a lot.
Sure.
A lot.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm.
Now, do you say you're we're going to go to this concert. Do you just grab your recording equipment just in case?
No, because I don't ever go to a concert by accident. I always, I have a really Catcher in the Rye matrix set up of which bands are on my hit list and which ones are on tour, and when that's cycling back, and what's within driving distance, and then when their album releases, when they're going to bump up their media, and then when I can hit them. So it looks completely psychotic on the back end, but it's just good planning. So all the concerts that I'm going to, quote unquote, for fun this summer, which is true, it will all be super fun. I'm already talking to their handlers now, so every one of them I should be able to interview. So yes, I always have the recorder with me.
I picture you have a whiteboard in your studio that looks like a beautiful mind.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
You guys joke, and I realized that my video has been cut, but I purposefully did not show you the wall that looked exactly like that. Literally.
Love it.
It's 10,000 Post-its that look look like plotting to take over the world.
You know what? In all honesty, like when we first started talking about doing, some interviews, like, for the enthusiast thing, it was like that because we weren't like, oh, we should go get like big name this or that. It was like, well, who do we think would be fun to just talk with, kind of a thing. And whether it was kind of big, names or small names or whatever the person was, I started just putting this huge list together. And so I totally understand. And it makes more sense to go after people who are going to be looking to promote something a little bit, because their handlers are going to be like, okay, because, like, hey, a new album's coming out. So they're going to be a little more open to talking to somebody than,
totally,
and, I've kind of paid a little attention to that too, because there's a few bands I've been kind of thinking about reaching out to, and I was like, you know what? I missed their media cycle, basically. So it's like, when are they going to have another album out? Maybe, so, but maybe I'll catch them in their downtime, and there might be a chance of that too, so it just, sometimes you never know, but.
Well, hooks in the water.
Exactly.
I definitely, for the ones that are in their downtime, I approach them quite differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like, hey, can I jump in and like, talk to you backstage for a few minutes? It's like, hey, why don't we go fly fishing and I'll like record the interview with you and see how it goes. Like, why don't we go and like do something together? And I promise it'll be super fun. And then we'll record it. And then people will see a totally different side of you.
Right.
And during their town time, they're definitely more open to that.
Yeah.
When they're trying to pack and get on a bus, they're less open.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like, that's what we've done with this too, is we never really were like, oh, let's be a promotion vehicle. It was more about like, we just want to talk to people and, and we've had people on, like a couple of weeks ago, we had a guy that does like nerd rock and he's promoting a new album. So we talked about his album, that's fine. We're cool with that, But we've also talked to people that weren't really promoting anything, and that was totally. And you were right. We were talking about them about just general things. We just had conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a different thing. If they're promoting something, we're not against trying to help somebody. But at the same time, if they're not, that's totally fine too. We're just willing to like, hey, we're like treat it like we were at a pub just having some pints.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah,
I
and
like
that's
that
honestly that's largely what I'm going for. I never liked I'm not media, and I was thrown in the media scrum because they weren't sure what to do with me. And I would see like their responses, and they were like, I'm going on, they just immediately turn into zombies. They're like, I go on tour here, I go this hotel, I sit here.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want anything like that at all. I'm like, oh, this is not even remotely what I'll be doing with you.
Right.
I'm like, let's go grab a beer. I just want to hear you tell me a story.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been it's worked extremely well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the stories I've heard on your show have not been like, like, oh, so how's tour been? Like it's not, it's not like that. And
Tell
they're
me
like
about Des Moines.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that voice, they probably would. They'd be like, oh my God, Des Moines suddenly sounds so great.
Yeah. Like,
corn.
Like, I don't know. What have you heard about Des Moines? Sounds like Des Moines. I mean, what's going on?
Des Moines.
Am I missing out? What the? They're immediately Googling Des Moines and travel plans.
Please make that the hashtag.
Des Moines?
Hashtag Des Moines.
If there's not some sort of adult type, store or stripper type resident, called Des Moines in Des Moines, someone's really dropping the ball there.
I agree. Yeah, totally agree.
Someone's just not going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you want to get a good story, right? Like I want to just make them feel like they're humans and they're sitting down with another human, not like I'm using them or trying to sell their shit or trying to sell mine. Like I really just want to connect with them and sort of have other people see them the way I've had the privilege of getting to see them when they're relaxed backstage.
Right.
Right.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they've all been really cool about letting you use songs and stuff too. That they're not.
Honestly, I've been shocked by that. I'm like, did you want to send me some MP3s? They're like, absolutely. I'm like, oh, well, yay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
That's something I've noticed. It's been cool. Like we've talked with a few musicians, and they, and I always ask because, I don't want to just put a song in there and, without any permission. Yeah.
Oh God.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. And, it's been cool every time because I'll be like, is there a certain song you want us to use, kind of a thing. And it's always been cool. They're like, oh yeah, use this. And, one of them, was like, well, can you use this one? Because I changed it from, the one that may be out there. I'm like, yeah, awesome. That's,
Wow.
that's cool. We got a different cut than other people had, so, it was, I just love the fact that, they're
That's
willing
great.
to do that. And again, it's like, I'm going to ask every time because, I don't want to step on any toes because, you never know down the road, maybe you want them back on or whatever,
Sure.
like, no, you didn't ask me if you could use my song. Like,
Yeah, it's with festivals, it's a little bit different because once you have like a pass to a festival, anything that's recorded in the background is up for grabs.
Right.
Anything. They can't, tell you not to use it, but I never have. Like it's happened accidentally where I couldn't avoid it.
yeah.
But anytime I'm going to feature a song, I ask them to send me the MP3.
Yeah.
Because I'm so scared to death of anybody thinking I'm trying to get something from them for free.
Yeah, right.
Like
Right.
actively sweating that they might even think that.
Right.
So yeah, they've been really, really cool about it, and it's lovely. And then it gets their music out there more. Who wouldn't want that?
Right. Exactly. That's the cool part, it's, because that's what it's about anyway. I mean, you're doing this because you're passionate about music and the musicians. So, why wouldn't you want to share the music if you can? And
Yeah, spread the word. And
yeah.
whatnot.
And they want their music, to get to people and hope that it reaches people who've never heard of them or, whatever, so generally they're going to want want it out there too. And, you're not generally, when you download a podcast, you're not going to be like, ooh, I'm just going to like cut the audio off of this so I have this song, so yeah.
Let me add this to my playlist. Oh, someone's coughing in the background.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I don't think people are out to.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would hope not.
Maybe if it was still the days of cassette tape, you know?
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, the song's on. Hit record.
Yeah.
Trying to work on my sweet mixtape.
Running over. Yeah. Shoving grandma out of the way to get to the record button.
Yep.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Breaking off the little piece of the tape. Like
Yep.
Right.
no one could tape over. You had to break
That's
off
right.
that little plastic piece. Oh man.
Yep.
I
And then
got
like
great.
2 months later, you got to put tape over it. Like,
Yeah.
Damn it! I want to record over this.
Right. I got the exclusive
Yeah.
cough remix.
Well, I gotta record those.
Yeah.
I gotta get that new MC Hammer Jam.
Yay! oh, Salt and Pepper. I remember recording them. Oh my god. Yay.
Nice.
Well, I mean, you have to. It's salt and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. Hello.
They just had that, that Deadpool resurgence
Uh-huh.
with Shoop,
Right.
Oh man, that made me so happy.
right?
That movie was so great anyways, but like that, I was just like, oh, this movie was made for me. Just made for me. The baby hand was the best scene, I think, in television history. I'm going to go ahead and be that bold about it.
It's pretty strong.
It is. Like, it just I can't even handle it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
So, do you have like a holy grail dream interview that you would like to score?
Dolly Parton is number one on my list.
Dolly
And she
Parton,
has been since I was a little kid. Yeah. She's a great storyteller. She's one of the best lyricists, I think, in Americana, folk and country combined. And, I think she'd just be a great time. Like, when you think about who you would have around the dinner table, like living or dead, like you pick the 10 people, right? Like my top two are always like Dolly Parton and Jim Henson. So I can't interview him, but I can probably interview her at some point in my life. I hope. I even have a quote from her on my wall. Like, this sounds crazy, on my wall, like in my studio. It was one of the first ones I put up.
Is this on your serial killer wall?
It is, but you have to edit that out so she doesn't get scared.
Serial killer wall.
But yeah,
Nice.
there's 1,000 bands I want to see, especially up and comers. They're always so enthusiastic. So it's not really about the size of the band or the popularity. It's really about how good the music is and if they're willing to tell me a story.
Yeah.
And Dolly Parton, I think, is just, on top of being iconic, is a fucking great storyteller.
Right on.
So, Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
That's my white whale. Mm-hmm. Who's like the size of a peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going to completely steal a question from another podcast here. Because right after you said, yeah, I'd love to be on your show, blah, 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 we reached out to you. I was listening to Tim Ferriss' podcast. And he posed a question to his guest that is, what is a story people tell about you? And I love the question so much, I'm stealing it. So since you're from the Tell Me Stories podcast, do you have a story that people tell about you?
A story that people tell about me?
Yeah, like maybe your parents or, family or friends or like, oh my God, this one time, Paula sidekicked the sliding glass door. It was crazy.
That'd be a great story.
I think there's probably a few of those. Oh my God, that's a terrific question.
Isn't that a great? I wrote that question down. I'm like, God damn, that's such a good question.
Now, I will say, in fairness, the difference between us and him is that he sends his guests all the questions ahead of time. So
yeah, I like to pop out of the bushes like a ninja.
Now, remember when I asked you about Tony, being the creepy guy in the sexual dreams? These are the kind of reasons he likes to pop up out of bushes. And, yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think I will need a second to think about it. And definitely like from when I was a very saucy little kid. I'm sure there's a lot of those.
That's a great descriptor.
I think like I worked as an archaeologist for a little bit, and we're all... Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Oh no, are we paused?
No, I can still hear you great.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Am I alone?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, okay.
I mean,
I can't.
maybe in your little studio you're alone.
Okay, you're an archaeologist. Yay!
She's having an existential crisis on the podcast.
Am I alone in the world? What's happening? So I worked doing contract mitigation, which is like, if you want to be an archaeologist and you have like all these dreams and you watch like Indiana Jones growing up and you always thought like, oh my God, one day, and then you go to school for it and like you work your fucking ass off and then you do it and then you get like a job and they're like, yeah, you come and join our archaeological team. We're going to do, a couple of digs. You're like, oh my God, I have fucking made it, world. Everyone shut up. I made it. And I get my little like hat and I get my little like, steel-toed boots and I got all my shit and I go, and it's contract mitigation, which is, yeah, like I might whip.
Sure.
I probably could have.
Yeah, you get your Asian sidekick, your handgun. Yeah, you're all set. Yeah, that's not how it works.
So it turns out, no. This is like janitorial duty for archaeologists. This is when someone buys like a plot of land and they want to build houses on it. If it's like even remotely near any kind of like native land at all, you have to review the land with an archaeological team to make sure that there's no like, burial grounds there.
Sure.
Walmart, I'm looking at you. And
haunted store.
You don't want a haunted, well, Walmart doesn't care, but you don't want a haunted store. And these are all like usually homes. So, we would go in and do the work. I became famous quickly for, and there's bodies everywhere. Know this now. There are bodies fucking everywhere, guys.
Now, the fact that Tony called your board a serial killer board and you putting this out there now, interesting choice of storytelling.
Tell us how many
There's bodies everywhere. Wink, wink.
Are you challenging us to a puzzle? Sounds like a mystery, gang.
My code for my catcher in the rhinos behind me. So one of the best ways you can tell when you can identify people through teeth, but you can't do it through bone. And the back of a tooth that's been removed from a human head will stick to your tongue, and a bone won't. So, because I knew that, this is like not a story I ever told on a date. Because I knew that I became really famous for being able to sort that shit out. So everybody would like bring all their little, they all look exactly like teeth. And some of them are teeth and some of them are not. And I did become famous in my little circle for being able to decipher between a bone and a tooth.
And this is by sticking it to your tongue?
Sticking it to my tongue. Yeah.
Wow.
That's brave.
That is brave.
That's a story people have told about me for a really long time.
That is a good one. There's not many things I'd dig up out of the earth and stick to my tongue.
That's true. Same here.
Well, you wash it off first. And these are like 100 years old. It's not as if like syphilis can survive that long. I don't think they'd be carbon dated, but it's usually based around like a longhouse or like a former heritage village. So it's not so bad. Although if like the plague breaks out again, I'm probably patient zero. You
heard it here first.
That's a story people tell about me. I kind of wish they wouldn't, but then I just told it here. So.
Right. Yeah.
You can always, say stuff like, "Do you know how many ancient teeth I've had in my mouth?" It's a weird bragging, right?
That's
I'm gonna get
bragging,
a t-shirt
right?
that says that.
Yeah. Right.
This is my bragging right. Oh, you gotta dig deep for that one. Yeah. Literally.
Right?
I
get it. Archaeology jokes. Nice.
All right, we're done here.
Wait, also, did you ever use the line, "This belongs in a museum"? Because I would have to if I was an archaeologist.
It's true, yeah.
This belongs in a museum. Yeah, we found when we found arrowheads and stuff. It was pretty cool. Some of them were in great shape. This belongs in a museum. And then we found like a dead body that was like a little fresh. And I was like, ooh, this is a bit real for me.
This is a murder.
I didn't touch that one.
Oh, all right. Now, was it from a kid?
This might just be a murder.
Oh.
Well, let me see if that's a tooth. Wow, I did not know that. That is an interesting story.
Is it? I don't know. I think that's a story people tell about me. I hope there's
I enjoyed it.
more flattering ones out there. But
I can't wait until that's necessary at a trivia night somewhere.
That and I can make pancakes on a barbecue.
You say pancakes on a barbecue? Do you have a Yoshi mat?
I knew you were going there, Tony. Are you still there, Paula? Okay, good. All right.
I haven't heard you for like 25 seconds.
Oh.
I am alone.
So you said you can make pancakes on a barbecue?
Yeah.
Are you talking like right on the grates or what? Or are you talking just like a cast iron griddle? Because anybody can do that.
Anybody can do that. Anybody can. However, no one believed I could do it. And I had to feed like 500 volunteers breakfast. And I was like, well, just do it on the barbecues. Don't worry about it. And everyone's like, you're not going to be able to do it. And we had 5 barbecues and like 10 cookie sheets. And I made 1,000 pancakes. And it is possible. And they turned out great.
That is some hardcore shit.
I was hoping for a Yoshi mat.
Yoshi mat. Damn. Now, did you baste them with like barbecue sauce?
I did not. They were just
pancakes
chocolate
have a nice
chip
dry
pancakes.
rub.
Ooh, nice. A dry rub.
How
do you dry rub a pancake?
I don't know. I wish I had thought of that. So the smoky maple on this one. That's for damn sure.
That's good, man. I'm just picturing Tony just basting them partway through. Yeah.
Exactly. Got the big barbecue mop out.
Right.
Now, I'm assuming this was at a festival type situation that you're making 1,000 pancakes.
Yes, 100% yes.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
See, I think, you being the horse. I'm thinking about your coffee shop gimmick.
Wow.
You being the host of the Tell Me Stories podcast, it seems like you've got plenty of stories yourself.
I do. And I feel like that's probably how it started, because everyone in my family is like, my dad's a real storyteller. My sisters are like, yeah, I think that was inevitable for me. And then I really love collecting them. So it's worked out well.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Must be a Canadian thing, like around the fire and stuff.
Yeah, it's 100% right. That's like, I've approached it like that too. When I have talked to bands, even from like the first one I did, I'm like, tell me a story. And they always say, about what? I'm like, anything you want, just whatever you would tell if you were like sitting around the campfire, relaxed and with friends. Just what would you tell them? Mm-hmm. And that's when they are like, oh my God, this one always. So yay.
Yeah, there you go. See, yeah. I find it hard as a podcaster because, like, we were on Passersby Pod. You know, he does the same idea. You know, he likes getting stories. But, you know, Brian and I have been podcasting so long now, it's like, unless it just happened, we're fresh out.
Yeah.
Like, we've already put them out there, you know?
Yeah. It's out there in the world. Yeah, that's true. I feel like that's, I've interviewed like quite a few podcasters as well, but I think it ends up being like more of a conversation where we trade stories a little bit, and that seems to make it a bit easier. Or we like create some kind of scenario where they have to come up with a story.
Yes.
Yeah, that's more accurate for us now.
And I think that's what our podcast has kind of become in a lot of ways is, with us is, you know, we'll start talking about something that's happened to us, and then we just train wreck it into creating some other story, you know, and that's kind of where we found our fun in it as it's gone on, I think, you know, and, you know, so yeah. That's because that was like when we sat down with Matthew, like Tony was saying, we were just like,
what do you guys got? And we're like and he's just, well, how about we talk about how you guys got to go as a podcast?
Yeah. And we're like, yeah, that'll work.
It's hard, like, especially this'll work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, imagine you guys have told all your stories.
Probably not all of them, but it's just tough for us to just pull stuff. A lot of it with us is we've been friends for so long that our friendship is pretty much like all inside jokes. Yeah. So it's hard to, you know, and we just reference stuff, forgetting, I think, many times that it's just us who knows the punchline.
Exactly. Like no one else gets it.
Yeah.
Like those guys are laughing like idiots.
Right. Like even the Yoshi mat we just referenced. We were at a bar last night and we saw it's this mat that you know, they were advertising. You can lay it on your grill, and then you can do like pancakes and stuff on the grill. And we're both. Oh. And they were even like, you can cook like meats and stuff right on top of it and still get perfect grill marks. And we're both just like, why would you need that? You know, and just outraged at this thing, you know.
Just grill it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get that stupid mat out of the way.
Right. But now the Yoshi mat will probably become something that we reference when needed.
When talking about barbecuing pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I like it.
Especially if you need grill marks.
I think it's hard to come up with a story on Spud. Yeah. It takes coaxing, I think. But,
yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had a band that... Sorry.
What?
Have you ever had a band that could not come up with a story?
No.
No? That's good.
I was saying, imagine life in a band has got to be.
I would think so, but I just, you know, I could just see somebody sitting there going, you know, just performance anxiety or something.
Honestly, that does happen a lot. And I think probably the reason I thought I could do this podcast and sort of the unique thing that I thought I might be able to bring to it is that I feel like, I don't know how to phrase it, but if I were to spend like 30 seconds in an elevator with somebody, by the end of it, I'm usually friends with them. And maybe we're not going to be friends forever. But I know I have that ability. I might not have a lot of other ability, but I know I can make people comfortable, even in uncomfortable situations. And I'm able to do that successfully with the podcast in situations where otherwise it would have been really unfair to ask them for a story. I had someone who straight up didn't want to talk to me at all. And his manager made him. And that was the most uncomfortable 10 minutes of my life. And then later that night, we got a beer and we were friends. I'm like, it's going to happen. You're going to be my friend.
Just give in.
Just give it. It's going to be a great time. I'm not a dangerous human, despite the stories I've told on this podcast.
Ignore all the bodies comments.
Sure. Yeah.
Ignore all the warning signs I've planted along the way here.
Right. You're just like twirling a knife across your knuckles at the time. Like, oh, this.
I had a mustache.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. You've never been tied to railroad tracks.
I just do it so you get more comfortable. See? Yeah.
Tell me a story about that.
That's a great intro. Tell me a story.
I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Oh man,
fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I like this.
Although, no matter
tell me a time.
Huh?
Sorry.
So your powers of making friends and unawkwardness didn't work on our waitress at Farmington Hills.
Honest to God, I have never, ever, and I talked to Jay about this later, I'm like, I've never had service like that. It wasn't even bad service. It was just the least friendly and most annoyed before we even sat down, though. Like, she was like next level angry when we walked in the door. I'm like, well, there's no way that we pissed in your Cheerios this morning because I wasn't even in the country. So, yeah, she was terrible.
You might have good aim.
Living worse.
Yeah. Like, as soon as I get home, your name's going on my board.
I'm going to tack it right up there.
Like, hold
Girl.
so I need to take a snapshot of your name badge.
She pointed at the dessert.
Oh, God, that was, yeah.
Just hold still for a minute. Yeah, she was the living worst. Yeah. Truly. And we were all so friendly and fun. What the fuck, lady? Come on. Yeah. I didn't care for her.
She was clearly just completely thrown off by the sheer entertainment value sitting in that booth.
Yes. Right.
She didn't know. She couldn't handle herself.
I assume so.
Yes, that's what it was. She was just
I
starstruck.
assume she was completely starstruck.
Yep.
Exactly.
This is what it is.
Yep.
Oh my God, a bunch of podcasters.
Yep.
Holy shit.
K-level internet celebrities in my booth.
K-level.
What? Her head just explodes back. Maybe that's what was in the fry. It's like her brain, like thrown there.
She walks into the back.
The deep fryer there, because it sure as fuck wasn't a French fry.
For sure.
And she walks in the back, and she's like, like, get it together, get it together.
Like, Cynthia, when I'm over there taking her order, I need you to take a picture of me with them.
You're not going to believe it.
She's on the sly, though. Don't let them.
Yeah.
You won't guess who's here. You won't guess.
She tells him, like, who?
Oh,
Man.
That's fantastic.
That is great.
sorry, you're cutting out.
This is being brutal tonight.
Yeah, Skype is sucking it.
Making
Sucking that big internet dick.
Oh,
Skype.
Skype. Yeah. You're the living worst.
It's pretty terrible.
Yeah. I know, it'd be nice if there was a better fix for this. To, just be able to teleport so we can always do these things in studio and then teleport back.
Ooh.
That's the future.
I can sit in studio in my T-Rex
the future
costume.
is now. I feel like by 2016.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
By this time, I fully expect little tiny discs that I could inflate into full-size, Pizza Hut pizzas.
Yes.
I think Paula is in the ether right now. Oh,
Yay!
there she is. I hear her.
Oh man. Oh, I feel like I heard a Back to the Future reference, and I'm so sad if I missed it.
It was indeed a Back to the Future reference.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2.
know.
But
I know when they put the little pill in, yay, and they get a turkey. Oh, it's so good.
How appropriate was it that there was a time delay and then there was a Back to the Future reference? I guess it just traveled.
It's true.
There was some time travel with the reference, I guess.
Once this comet hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Oh man. Oh man, it's just lagging bad right now.
Yeah, it's being awful.
Jeez.
Well, I guess on that note, we're probably near the hour mark, I'd imagine.
Yeah, not too far off.
Yeah. Paula, are you there, honey?
Oh, hey, I can hear you. Hey, guys.
Hey, you're back.
Oh my goodness.
It's been real lonely.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. You guys were just in total fast forward. I didn't hear at all what you said, but your faces looked hilarious.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, you're
It's like the House on Haunted Hill face.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yay.
Wow.
Well, where can everyone find all your shenanigans?
My shenanigans. I'm on tellmestoriespodcast.com. I'm on Libsyn, Tell Me Stories Podcast. Twitter is stories_podcast. I'm on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and I'm on a couple other lists. I just joined Shumway with 7 Days a Geek, Wicked Theory podcast, a bunch of other podcasts. I'm part of that now. And Christ, I hope that's it. That sounds like a lot. So anywhere, just throw a stone, you're going to find me.
Huh.
Oh, perfect.
Nice. Now, will the stone stick to your tongue?
Damn, you beat me to it.
Ah!
Ooh, well done. Well done. I guess we'll find out. Thank God I'm married. If that's
Oh, that broke up. What did you just say? Sorry, it broke up really bad.
Oh, I said, thank God I'm married, because that story would make me completely undateable.
Well, it depends on who you're trying to date.
Yeah, true enough.
I guess the Crypt Keeper and I would be such a fit.
Some guy, all nice and paled out, nice long black hair and black fingernails.
Yes. Ooh, that guy during my Trent Reznor phase. Ooh,
oh, I was going to say Mick Mars.
Yeah. Oh, God. Poor Mick Mars. He probably found Mick Mars out in the woods someday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yay. If he's on my list, you'll find him in the woods eventually, I guess.
Wait a minute. I can't wait to hear what story you get out of him.
Yay.
I'm sure he's got a lot of great ones.
Just none of them are about moving fast.
Come on, Tony. We've kept it classy for almost an hour.
Too long. I can't do it. I can't hold it together for that long.
All right, that's true.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm sorry the connection was not so super wonderful. I feel like I missed some of your jokes and I'm sad, but yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it in person next time.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Brian, make the drive. God. We'll go to the same restaurant, different waitress.
No, I hope we get the same waitress.
How funny would that
be? Just for the stories, just for the story alone.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me a story, you guys can tell that one. Yeah.
That way we could all be like, you again.
And bring Jeannie.
Oh, well, of course. I'd have to bring her.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Dun, da-da-dun, and then I'll interview all you guys.
Yes.
Put y'all on Tell Me Stories.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
It's going to be great.
I'm sure I got something in the reserves.
Yeah. I'll tell you about the time I was an archaeologist.
You did. I'll coax them. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Yes, please. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. This was lovely, and I love your show so much. So this is a real thrill for me.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you.
This has been a lot of fun. We've definitely enjoyed it. It was nice to meet you. So.
Hello.
We're here. We heard you.
Yeah, we heard you.
Yeah. We were just bathing in your compliments. Sorry. Oh, stupid Skype.
Oh, I know. This has just been brutal.
Yeah.
I tell you.
We're just bathing in it.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, I said, I don't know if you heard it or not. I said, it was nice to meet you. It's been a lot of fun. So, again, thanks for joining us and such.
Oh,
so.
Yay! Of course. Thank you, guys. Thanks. All right. Well, have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Yep.
Absolutely. We'll see you.
Yep.
Night.
Take it away, Paula.